And so it begins. The silver squeeze is on. Is it going to hold? I really think it's different this time, as opposed to every other time we touched it and, went all the way back down. This time, no, this time it's happening. Gold's already done a monumental move. Obviously, it's the central banks buying now. It's silver's time to catch up. Technically, the damage is done. It's done. All right. Conversation over. We breached 35. We closed above it. I should really zoom in. This video, I'm gonna try and make it quick, but it's a historic day yesterday, and we clearly closed above it. So there's continuation. So far this morning, we've already crossed 36. I think it keeps going. And actually, what's interesting is gold was down yesterday. Even better. Like gold, that red bar there. That's proves that silver's move was legitimate. We weren't even, silver led the way. Gold just went down a little bit, nothing crazy, sideways. I think gold will actually slowly just creep back up and go to 3,500. And by then, silver is probably, and now you guys are probably going to believe it, me included, silver will probably be about 40 by then. This shit is real, all these numbers people were saying. I remember silver to 50, silver to 100. Every time I hear silver to 100, I think seriously, silver to 50, I can kind of believe. But then again, people were saying gold to 5,000. I thought, really, let's just get to 2,000, shall we? But 5,000 is almost obvious. So silver to 100, I mean, 40 is probably going to happen by next week or something, right? By next week, okay, Friday, it has to be. Yeah. And then 50 could happen definitely this year, maybe next month, maybe this month. So $100 could be next. It's a beautiful thing. So imagine the stocks. We're gonna get to the stocks like First Majestic yesterday. Wild stuff. Absolute wild stuff. All right. So silver, we've crossed. Next stop. By the way, some of the technical lines that I've been drawing for the miners were like extremely precise. I don't know who else is drawing these lines, I'm not scouring the internet, but some of them are beautiful. So next stop, everyone's saying next stop 40, 50. Look, the next stop for me is 35, 37.5. Right? You can see it. Obviously, this is the last daily high. And I think technicals work more on daily candlesticks than anything else, which is why I'm always drawing these daily sort of related highs. So for me, we've cleared the way. You're not really allowed to go in one go, but yeah, 37.5. After that, honestly, you have to start zooming in like this. And then you start, I think 40, 42.5, 43, 44. Let's just get to 40, but 37.5 is the first stop. And I think we can get there real fast. Maybe not today, but next week, yes. So silver's breakout is absolutely real. And the stocks were shot. And again, gold, just real quick, right? Gold was just sideways, nothing crazy. I think I mean, if silver goes up, or if the DXY breaks down, then gold will start moving up again. But gold's eventually going to go up. All right. I think we all know that. I can't imagine gold going back down. I wouldn't really mind, but I prefer if the gold stocks also move up with the silver stocks. It just makes the profit all that much better. DXY, yeah, sideways. This is just going to go sideways and flush. I don't know if we're going to flush. I mean, it's Friday, right? But next week we'll go back down. We'll close below this candle's low of day. Something like 97.8 something we close, and then the next day down we go. We're going towards, whatever the next stop is, 95-ish. And yeah, that's when your gold is retesting the 3,500. And I'll be selling into that a little bit, little trims, little trims. All right, let's get straight to it. It's silver stocks, right? That's all we care about today. Let's start off with gold. Let's do the boring stuff first. It usually isn't. The GDX, the gold stocks. You can see we sort of broke higher. Obviously, silver's going crazy. Gold was also up. I think I sold one or two. Like I nibbled out a Nico Eagle just below 126. Blah blah blah. Nothing really crazy in the gold stocks. But this is normal, right? We wanted to go up because of silver, but gold just went down. So we're just sort of hovering at the highs. Beautiful, makes sense. Nothing crazy. I've already trimmed most of them where they are. And yeah, GDXJ, there's some sort of more mid tiers, a few silvers in there. So that went up. That was a green day. That's an up day, right? That's a nice move. That's up 2%. At one point, at the open, I think they were really strong. but they didn't close at low of day. It's okay. I think eventually GDXJ 74 is my level. Why is that? Because of this. Yeah, that's not the strongest reason, but oh no, sorry, over here. Oh yeah, gap fill over here. I don't want to waste your time by zooming in all that, but I remember it's sort of like 74. I trust that. But anyway, there's no resistance where we are. Obviously, yesterday's high of day is resistance. Let's get to silver though. SIL. Look at this fucking beauty. Absolutely. I mean, look at that. First of all, the last couple of candles, just total breakout. And this is your sort of senior. So where was real resistance? It was there, obviously. Okay, I was trying to be a bit conservative there at 49, but it was 50. Bigger number, also a daily high there. Makes sense. So SIL resistance is 50, and by 50 I mean just below. If you want to trim that, I would do 49.49, just below 50 and below yesterday's high of day. Next up will be here. And you know what? Normally I don't draw these lines, but I absolutely have to, right? What if silver, and so far it is, continues to squeeze today? We could easily, there's so much catching up to do. And, imagine what's a squeeze when shorts get, forced to buy back at higher rates and they have their own stops. Yeah, it's a squeeze and people are running after the momentum. Even the little high frequency boys are getting involved. They can't stop their algorithms. It's a squeeze and there's a long way to go. It's not like Nvidia, you're chasing some wild stuff, really expensive. This is still cheap stuff. And the maths make sense. So after 50, next stop is up here, 51.5, let's say, just below. And after that, you got 53, 53. All right. And then we'll see, then it's up here. Okay, let's draw it. This is SIL. I love it. I have to draw it. Those are all your levels. Daily sort of next resistance. And then that's beautiful. I don't think I've ever zoomed out this much and paid attention. Now I'm actually paying attention because I have to. SILJ, the most exciting one, the one that was annoying a couple of weeks, months ago when it was down here. Now I have to zoom out and look at it in a way that I haven't before. Also, this one absolutely touched. See, here I actually drew the daily high perfectly. Completely makes sense, right? 15.5. Next stop is going to be here. It just is. All right, 16.3 pre-gap fill. Next one is here. 16.7 post-gap fill. Then it's going to be sort of 17.5. I feel I just trust my levels, really. So it's beautiful. It's true. I mean, look at that gap up. That's so good. Up 5%. It was more, of course, and it touched here at the open, I think. No, no, sorry, opened at low of day, didn't it? But it was quickly here, and then it sort of, I think it really quickly ran up. Anyway, it's beautiful, and you know what? It's going to be green today again, I think, at least looking at so far. Let's look at the stocks. All right, I'll do the gold stocks real quick. Okay, sideways close low of day. It's because of gold. Nothing too crazy. I don't really need to go into that. Barrick also, they all have the same sort of candle. Bit disappointing, but eventually gold's going to go back up, I think. So I get to trim as we go back, test the highs. Agnico, that's your 126 sell that I did, 125.99. Now, Pan America, which I covered with the seniors, but it's pure silver. Bam, little nibbles on that one at last high, at this level here, 28.49, I think. And my next sell here is 30, so 29.99. I've got my first okay sell there. This is worth so much right now. It's my heaviest holding. I thought, how are you going to get back up? You need silver. Well, that's what it did. Silver went up and it just followed. And that's the story. No matter how weak the chart is, if silver goes up and you're a silver stock, you are getting picked and launched into the air. And it's a beautiful thing. Wheaton gold stock made a new high. It's always going to make new highs, but fair enough with that candle. I don't see that as a really bearish reversal candle as it wow, Franco-Nevada, that's pretty damn bearish reversal. But again, it's just going to follow gold. Gold goes up, it goes back up. This one, I think I also trimmed. A few of them I had tiny, tiny trimmed little cells at their last sort of 52-week high test. Metalla, wow, I didn't even notice that one up. I didn't even notice that. Is that a silver stock? Huh. Okay, I welcome that. But anyway, I got my good till cancel cells in 369 small cell, 389 small cell, and then I think I've got maybe not 399. I think I should have added another one here. I'm gonna have small cells all the way up. I don't like this one. I forgive, but I never forget, and I'm trimming into it. But you can always sell part of what you've got. So I'll never. I don't know. I'll announce before I completely close a position, but it's my weakest holding, I think. Yeah. Go on, let's continue real quick with the gold stocks. Hey, I should really cover Pan America with the other silver stocks. This one, it's been amazing for so long. There's actually quite a bullish candle for a gold stock. So that's continuation expected, especially as gold rises. I am gold. Nice to see that when it's mainly a gold stock and gold was down. Yeah, it's true actually. A lot of them gold stocks are actually green. I am gold, gold stock. Um, Maybe they mine a bit of silver, but for me it's a gold stock and gold was down. So that's nice to see. I've got little trims there at 8, just below 8, just below 840. Equinox tested its old. And look at that. It respects technical so much. I'm sure I sold that at 739. I need to check. But that's another gold stock. Nice to see. That's going to start moving all the way back up to its next $9 test. That'll be nice to see. So by the time gold tests 3,500, this will probably be at 9. B2 gold also continuing. Look at that, respecting the daily highs up there. 380. I'm pretty sure I sold this one at 379. I know myself. So B2 gold, it's broken out 350, continuing up. That's nice to see. Always trimming, always trimming. I don't care where Destiny has them. Like you can always nibble a little 2% out. Like it's just the way I am. SBSW, that's a nice move. Don't like the fact that it closed at low of day like that. But then again, look at the candle before, so it doesn't really care. If the metals it mines move up, it goes up. $7 is definitely sell. I got a 699 sell for this one. That's nice to see. This one here, I kind of cover it and forget about it every time I cover it. But this one has moved up a lot, and it's kind of in line with the silver stock. Sometimes it's a bit of a sneaky one. I love it, and it's got a long way up to go, like some of the silver stocks. That's going to go to $8, and then we'll see. That's nice. All right, silver stocks. Silver. First Majestic. Look at this monstrous move. And I remember talking about it here. We're coiled. We're going to break out. And I should have added to it. I should have obviously added to all of them. But as they went up, normally I sell. And I had been trimming, but I absolutely love myself for this. I knew deep down that silver was going to break out. So all these trims I have at these levels, I cut them so much. They're like tiny. Normally it's 2% or something, 2.5% sort of nibbles. I thought, you know what, make it one. Make it almost meaningless because I like to nibble, sell at levels because I always feel like you should do that. But I just knew this would squeeze if silver squeeze. I keep saying this is a cult stock. This is one of the ones that moves up. In fact, I'm in the ones that definitely move. They're mid tiers. They're not like these juniors that are just they can go down 20% on a day where silver's up 5%. I'm not into that anymore. And well done. I know these juniors have moved, and I just can't do it anymore. Even now, when you're supposed to go down the food chain and all, no, it's just not for me. I can make good money in these. I can count on them. They are reliable. They move up when silver moves up, and they're well established. They've been there for years. First Majestic is one of them, and it's a cold stock. It moves up with silver, and that's exactly what happened here. In like how many trading days is this? 6, 7, 8 or something. We broke out, back tested, completely respected technical, and we just absolutely smashed through even some of these levels here. Like, look, this is supposed to be strong resistance, 750, descending, da, 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 whatever. Up we go. And I still think it respects my technicals. 840, we closed at 8. This is super bullish, and we've completely broken out of this, and now it's time to zoom out. Next stop, yeah, I honestly trust my technicals. Next stop should be 9. We might test it. It might be some intraday high, but if silver's squeezing to 40 and all this, 37.5, sorry, we don't care about 9. We're going up to 10. And you know what? That's just because we didn't have enough time to go up there. The market closed. We're moving up, man. Like $14, which is almost 100% from where we are here. That's coming real soon. This is how it starts. This is it. How do you think we got from 4 all the way to 24 or whatever? Pretty okay. That took some time, but you know what I mean. That's a retirable move, and that's what's coming here. Like we are going to 14 pretty fast if silver holds. If silver's at 40, First Majestic has to move all the way up here. And I'm not taking out a calculator and looking at all these how much they earn revenue. Nah, just the chart says it. But this is absolutely beautiful, and I've been nibbling tiny amounts. And First Majestic is worth way more than it should be. But I just think let it ride. Honestly, my miners are worth so much, and I normally should be selling even the gold stocks are worth too much. But I just believe the move is going to continue, and I don't know. I'm just getting a bit braver. Fortuna, total breakout, beautiful move, 10%. First Majestic was like 15% or something. Fortuna, next stop all the way up here, $8, probably today if silver holds up like up 2% or something or more. And then yeah, up we go to basically up here. The levels are marked. You just zoom out. That's beautiful. Like all 52-week highs, all-time highs. I don't know if Fortuna has a life before 2012. Um, but yeah, you can see just two levels, 8 and 950 or 975, and it will make it. Look, you can tell this one's really easy. Beautiful. Another cult stock for me, Fortuna, silver mining, right? Next one's CDE, my absolute child, breaking out before the silver move because, it's had good news. The chart is beautiful. Obviously, it's not going to go all the way back up. I think there's dilution and all this, but now it's got good news behind it. It's got silver behind it. It couldn't be better. Made so much money on this one. I think it's a little tired compared to the others because it's already been non-stop breaking out. But here for me, I love these. I consider it huge resistance. Absolutely don't care. Just started the day above all of this. But for me, like that's a real descending resistance and it's just gone right above it. So maybe we sort of, I mean, silver goes up, it's going to test 10 today probably. And I've drawn the lines already. 10 is not even resistance, it's just a number that everyone likes. For me, 11 is real resistance. Obviously, right? For me, it's obvious. I don't think we can get there. Let's see what happens. I feel like it needs a sort of it needs a break. It needs to get tired. I feel like it's tired. It needs to sort of relax and then go back up. But if silver's breaking out now, sorry, no time for rest. So it'd be interesting to see what CDE does. But I absolutely love CDE. Heckler, right? Maybe the weakest chart a few days ago. It's a bit like Pan America, like recovering from this lows flush. Yeah, they both had that on news. A flush all the way back down, picked some up, both of them, and it sort of gradually recovered. But no, silver's going up. Bam. And this is a crazy candle. It's a shame it was doing so much better during the day, but down it came a little bit. Actually, this one. So straight away, these lines don't count. Here maybe I should reconstruct some of them. And this, honestly, normally this would be a bit of a zone, but not with the silver breakout and not with this being resistance so close by. So basically, resistance is going to be yesterday's high, 690, 689, and then it's going to be here, the 52-week high or whatever it is. So those are your levels of resistance. I'll fix them all up, but I just feel like hecklers. There you go. And yes, it'll go all the way up there. And as silver continues to break out, we go all the way up to 950. EXK, another one that had. It's a shame, they did kind of close. I don't want to say low of day, but yeah, kind of low of day. I think that's with gold coming down. They just got a bit. The excitement died down. But if silver continues to break out today, hopefully we break out of yesterday's high of day across the board. 480 is your resistance. Next one is over here. This one should. This is another silver cult stock. They all are, right? All the ones I own, they move when silver moves, as you can see. This one I expect to move up also, make new highs way beyond the. Yeah, let's see. Let's do it one step at a time. But I think $5, 515, then this 560. Today, let's try and break yesterday's high of day. And that'll be a great close for a weekly, weekly candle and all that. Continuation next week. Mag, that's a much better candle. I like that. Blue closing the high of day. Next stop, if we take out yesterday's high of day, next stop will be here. The daily high over here. These work. 2170. And let's see if we can even go higher than that actually. If we have a good day in silver, yeah, mag definitely destined for 24. Then what? Don't know. There's no chart. I love that. I love that. All right, look, that'll do. That wasn't a quick video. I'm very excited. I went out last night celebrating this with some friends. Well, actually, I was celebrating something else, but I was deep down celebrating this. All right, look, let's see what happens. All right, it's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. We deserve it. We absolutely deserve it.